Yo, what up, y'all? I'm back with another video. I know y'all saw this video about the high school and the backlash that the students there have been receiving due to their dancing antics, due to the dancing that they did after their graduation, due to the celebrating that they did after their graduation. Now, it became a touchy subject, which I'm surprised about. And it's wild to me because it seems that people who want to look for a reason to attack the Black community, people who want to look for a reason to attack these young students, they were given a reason. Why is that? Because now all of a sudden, students celebrating after graduation, dancing is ratchet. Now it's ratchet. See, we have to determine what the line is between being ratchet and just being kids. You have to understand something. If it was any other race, if it was any other group of people that did this, none of y'all would say anything about it. No one would even bat an eye. They would just see it for what it is. It's a celebration. These students were dancing. They were allowed to dance. It's not like they got up out their seats and they were just rowdy for no reason. They started throwing chairs and started acting up and trashing the gym. No, that's not the case. They were actually given permission to celebrate. Now, I know y'all have seen the celebrations where students do what? They take off their cap and they throw it up in the air. What's the difference? These students decided to dance. These students decided to celebrate. And it took me a few days, I'm not going to lie to y'all. It took me a few days to view this video and just ponder on it, just think about it deeply. And then I came up with this conclusion. The students were celebrating. Let them be. That's all they were doing. They were celebrating, and they have every right to celebrate because it is a major accomplishment. See, instead of you people who want to throw shade, who want to try to shame them, who want to call them names, who want to say that they're being ratchet for dancing and celebrating, instead of y'all congratulating these students, this is what y'all do. Y'all trash them. Yes, you call them names. You try to put them down. Instead of telling these students how great of a job they did, instead of telling these students that they are headed down the right path, do you know what y'all decided to do? Y'all decided to bash them. Y'all decided to call them all types of names. Y'all decided to point out the type of dances they were doing. That's how deep some of y'all got into this. You got so deep into it, you were looking at the dances that they were doing, calling the dances ratchet. Okay, cool, we get it. But at the same time, they are young kids, they are young teenagers, and they made a great accomplishment. See, you will sit there. You will sit there in your homes. You will sit there behind your screens, watching these students dance and celebrate, and not even point out the accomplishment, not even congratulate them. How about doing that? But see, we as people, we will sit there and judge people. The internet has allowed us to sit behind our screens and judge everyone and point the finger at everyone, call people names, say that they are lesser than, when we should be congratulating them most of the time. I see that now. That's the reason why I did not react to that video. While it was going viral, I did not react to it because, as I had told y'all before, I like to sit back and watch other people react. I like to see other people's reactions and what they have to say about a certain subject, about what they have to say about a certain video first. And then I think about it deeply before I react because I am unbiased. I don't have any type of biases. You want to know why? Because I don't care about a lot of this shit. The only thing I care about is the betterment of the human race, is the betterment of people, not the Black community, not the white community, not the Asian community, no other communities, but everyone. But see, some of y'all watching this right now, you are pro this, you are pro that, you are all about this, you are all about that. And when it comes to pointing out the faults of another group, this allows you and this gives you a chance to do exactly that. It allows you to point the finger at other groups and look down on them. This is the reason why most of y'all separate groups. It's to make yourselves feel better. See, human beings need to feel important. Human beings need to feel good about themselves. And in order to do that, most of the time, y'all will try to tear another community or another group of people down. This is why you separate people into groups. This is why you don't see all of us as human beings. You don't see everyone on this planet as the human race. You see them as black, you see them as white, you see them as this, you see them as that. That's the reason. It's to make yourself feel better about yourself, because you want to be able to put another group of people down. So yes, those students, they had every right to celebrate. There was nothing ratchet about what they were doing. They were dancing. And here's the crazier thing. It'll be some of y'all who were talking shit about these students, who were calling them ratchets. You were just at the club last night, dancing and shaking your ass. I swear, on everything I love, you were at the club, shaking your ass, getting drunk, getting rowdy. You even got behind the wheel of your car and drove home. But guess what? It wasn't on camera, so no one was there to judge you. It wasn't on camera. No one was there to say anything about you and what you do and your faults. Yeah, you did it in secret. But then you'll turn around and see a video, a simple video like that, and in order to make yourself feel good about yourself, guess what? You will turn your nose up at these students. All of a sudden they are ratchet. All of a sudden they are nasty. Where's their fathers? I've even seen a comment where someone was saying, is this an all-girls school? Why are all the girls acting rowdy and acting crazy? They were celebrating. And no, it wasn't an all-girls school, because if you see the video from another angle, there are boys in that group as well. And they are also dancing. So what is the problem with that? The boys weren't shaking their asses, they were dancing, they were jumping up and down, they were happy, they were glad to graduate, which is a big accomplishment. So if any student that was in that dance, that was in that graduation, that was in that gym sees this video, I need you to know something. I need you to know something. I see you, and I congratulate you for your accomplishment of graduating, for that accomplishment that you made, for working so hard throughout the year and getting to celebrate for what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute after you graduated. You deserved it. I don't care what kind of dance you were doing, you deserved it. Don't let these people pull you down. Don't let these people say that you're ratchet. Don't let these people try to bring you down because they're not happy with themselves, because they need someone to blame, because they need someone to point the finger at, because they need someone to call some type of name to make themselves feel better about themselves and the lives that they're living. Do not allow them to do this. And you will also realize, if you haven't already, that this is how the world is and this is how the world works. Welcome to the real world. Yeah, I just graduated, and guess what? Moving forward, you are going to be looked at. You are going to be put under a microscope. People are going to try to dissect your life. People are going to try to dig into your life in order to tear you down, because they don't want to see you be successful, because they don't want to see you make it, because they need a reason to make themselves feel better. And in order for them to do that, they will point the finger at you and call you all types of names and call you ratchet because of what? Because you did a simple dance, because you celebrated. I was even disappointed at seeing some of these content creators who came out and talked trash about these students. They were talking trash about these students and calling them names as well, instead of doing what? Instead of celebrating with these students and telling them what good of a job they did. Instead, they were tearing these students down and calling them names. And that to me is unacceptable. That's why I will not get on camera and I will not call these students names. I will not do the same thing that these content creators were doing, because I don't have to make myself feel better by putting anyone else down. I don't have to make myself feel better by calling these students names and not seeing what they did for exactly what it was. It was a celebration. These students were celebrating. They were happy that they graduated. Why can't we see it as that? Their parents were also in the gym. It's not as if these students were rebelling against the teachers. They were rebelling against the school. They were dancing, they were celebrating. I remember being that age, and I remember being in the gym. I remember being at graduations. I remember us celebrating. No one called us Ratchet. You want to know why? Because there were no cameras there. There were no camera phones there. People weren't taking pictures and taking constant videos all the time and posting it online so other people could see and judge you. There were none. So we didn't have anyone trying to tear us down. And not to mention, if anyone did, we wouldn't have cared anyway. But nowadays, everyone's so sensitive. Everyone is so sensitive because everything is on the internet for you to see, that once you see a video like that and people call you names and they say that you're disgraceful and they call you Ratchet and they say that, oh, the black community is this and the black community is that. Well, let me ask y'all a question. If it was any other group of people, would y'all have said the same thing? Would y'all have tried to tear them down, and would y'all have called them Ratchet? I think not. So I do it to these young black students. Again, I congratulate these students for doing a great job. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.